Okay. Welcome to the Halloween not so cozy edition of If Then. I think this is If Then 33. We will be doing one more Halloween episode after this. It's going to be the Halloween extra cozy edition. We will have extra cozy books. Because there were just so many, I just wanted to do another one. So I thought I'd do this not so cozy edition first, and then do the extra cozy edition next week. And please hit the like and subscribe. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, KRISTINA. This is where I read books, just talk about books. There's no special effects. There's no theme music. There's none of that stuff going on here. And I am using two computers again today because I have been having severe audio problems with you. Best Buy and Hewlett Packard have said there's nothing wrong with her. And yet the audio goes in almost every single video, especially the longer ones, especially the Star Trek ones. So, and I've been through thorough diagnostics with both Best Buy and HP, and nobody can find anything wrong with my computer, yet the sound goes almost every video. I haven't counted them all, but there's been approximately 20 videos that I have marked on YouTube with audio problems. So that's why I'm using Old Reliable over here. Her sound is low. Her picture quality is less, but your picture quality is better, but your sound goes garbled. And I want people to be able to hear what I have to say in a normal tone. So this is your not so cozy Halloween edition. Books, mystery books that have several good stars, good ratings, that occurred during the Halloween. And I did forget one. I forget. I just thought of it right now. Black Cava. I was supposed to pick up that yesterday and I forgot. That it's a murder mystery that takes place during Black Friday. So I have to check that it's BLACK and then KAVA. Black Cava. So check that out. So, I'm sorry I don't have that one right now. I've got a whole pile of cozies ready to go, too. I may show a couple of them during this video. So, we're going to start out. These are newer books, so I don't have my Romantic Times book review back up. And if you could, please check out my Star Trek Next Generation recaps on Fridays. And, of course, If Thens on Friday afternoons. And every single Monday, Flashback Monday, where we look at all the books in this magazine. We are up to November 2011. I started with 2007. I am working my way towards 2016. The magazine did go digital for 1 year. I am very sorry that I never downloaded any of those copies because they don't exist anymore. Trying to find this is so hard. This is a very rare magazine. I've had people ask me about it, and it's really hard to get a hold of. So please check into Flashback Mondays. If you have a request, I can go back and look through the magazines for the book request if you want me to do one of those. Please check out all my videos. 2007 forwards. We're up to November 2011. So let's do this. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the audio stays good. If your view changes from this view to a different view, you know we switch cameras. Sometimes I switch tops just to be there. But no, I'm not retaping this. That's why I'm using two, and I've got a little bit of Halloween decorations going. I moved my candles over, so you still see my candles. But I tried to do a little, sorry, you bounced. A little bit of decorations there. There we go. And all these things smell. These things smell. They smell. I got them as free gifts years ago. So we got a little Halloweenish. A relative gave me those years and years ago. She's since passed away. So I thought this would be cool to show off a little bit of my Halloween decorations. And we'll add a few little touches for Thanksgiving. I've got a whole bunch of cozy Thanksgivings and cozy mysteries coming up for Thanksgiving and some family stuff coming up. So let's start with The Wicked Hour by Alice Blanchard. She's a really popular author. So here, just in case, show here. The day after Burning Lake's notorious debauched Halloween celebration, Detective Natalie Lockhart uncovers a heartbreaking scene. A young woman dead and lying in a dumpster. There's no clue to who she is except for a mystifying tattoo on her arm and a callus underneath her chin. But she's not from around here. No one knows who she is. As Natalie retraces the young woman's steps leading up to her death, she uncovers a deeper, darker horror, a string of murders and disappearances seemingly unconnected that may have ties to each other and may explain the abrupt disappearance of her best friend years ago. As she digs deeper within the mind of the hunter, Natalie finds a darkness she could never imagine. As she draws closer to the truth, the killer is weaving a trap for her that may prove inescapable. Scary. No bad deed. No bad deed. These are not your cozies. Driving home one rainy night, Cassie Larkin sees a man and a woman fighting on the side of the road. After calling 911, she makes a split-second decision that will throw her suburban life into chaos. Against the dispatcher's advice, she gets out of her minivan and confronts the attacker. That's when he turns on her and spits out a chilling ultimatum. Let her die, and I will let you live. A veterinarian trained to heal, Cassie can't let the woman die. But while she's examining the unconscious victim, the attacker steals her car. Now he has her name, her address, and he knows about her children. Though they want her to be careful, the police assure her that the perpetrator won't get near her. Cassie isn't so sure. The next day, Halloween, her husband disappears while trick-or-treating with their 6-year-old daughter. As these events a coincidence or the beginning of a horrifying nightmare? It sounds like a horrifying nightmare to me. Susan Wittig Albert, The Crystal Cave. These are not your cozy mysteries. Ruby Wilcox, owner of the Crystal Cave, Pekin Springs' only new age shop, has always tried to downplay her psychic gift until she experiences a horrifying nightmare that just won't stop. Again and again, she dreams that a woman is abducted on the hike and bike trail and knows the victim is in deadly danger. Prodded by her friend and partner China Bales, Ruby goes to the police, only to find that her dream has already become far too real. Police Chief Sheila Dawson puts Detective Ethan Connors in charge of this no-body case. But Connors is a skeptic who is convinced that all psychics are frauds. And Ruby herself still has plenty of doubts. What will she have to do to prove to the detective and to herself that her gift is real and can be trusted? Ruby is looking forward to an entertaining and profitable weekend as vendor at the annual Mystic Creek Harvest Festival. Her booth is full of kinds of magical, mystical wares, crystals and cards, tombstones, pendulums, dream catchers, and chimes and wands. The festival, famous for its artists, crafters, and fabulous folk musicians, attracts Texans from across the state. Still, Ruby is surprised when Detective Ethan Connors shows up. What prompts him to come? A love of folk art and music, a attraction to Ruby, or a cop's suspicion of a psychic gift? Not sure. Cozy's cozy. Shatter the night. Emily Littlejohn. Shatter the night. It was a dark and stormy night. Oh, and please go check out. I worked really hard on my suspense, my horror, and my thriller, if then. So please go. I got on a wing with these, and I've done like 8 of them in a row. I'm getting used to these. Then we're gonna get into some nice family stuff next month. It's Halloween night in Cedar Valley. During the town's annual festival, Detective Gemma Monroe takes a break from trick-or-treating with her family to visit an old family friend, retired Judge Caleb Montgomery, at his law office. To Gemma's surprise, Caleb seems worried, haunted, even, and confides in her that he's been receiving anonymous threats. Shortly after Gemma strolls back to her car, an explosion at Caleb's office shatters the night and Caleb is killed. Reeling from the shock, Gemma and her team begin eliminating suspects and motives, but more keeping appearing in their place, and soon another man is killed. Her investigation takes her from chilling encounter with a convicted murderer at the Bella Vista Penitentiary to the gilded rooms of the Shotgun Playhouse, where Shakespeare's Macbeth was performed. Creepy! Creepy! Let me go! Chelsea Kane. Detective Archie Sheridan just has to get through the next few days. Then his birthday and Halloween will be over. But with escaped serial killer Gretchen Lowell on the loose, the investigation into the murder of a DEA agent demanding his attention, and journalist Susan Ward show up at his apartment needing a favor. It's going to be a long weekend. Soon Archie finds himself crashing a mass ball on a private island owned by Jack Reynolds, a notorious local drug kingpin. By morning, Archie is back on painkillers. A guest is dead, and Archie quickly realizes that little is what it seems. Only thing is clear, Gretchen is back, and Archie's nemesis and sometime lover has something special in mind for his birthday boy. Oh, good God. Something she's been planning for a long, long time. On Halloween Eve, with time running out and the life of someone close to Archie on the line, Archie knows his only chance is to give Gretchen exactly what she wants. But what does she want? His body, maybe? Fear Phantom Special. Edward Marston. Halloween 1861. A special train steams across Lake District at night on its way to a place notorious for its record of supernatural incidents. Oh, goodness. Ah. The mood is boisterous on board as the passengers fortify themselves with alcohol in preparation for the frights ahead. When the train stops suddenly in front of a raging fire, the leader of the group heroically spirits off to investigate, but he does not return. Inspector Colbeck and Sergeant Leeming are called in to investigate this peculiar occurrence, with some believing the missing man is the victim of a ghost said to haunt the site, and no discernible trace of the man anywhere to be seen. This case will prove to be a puzzling case even for the railway detective. That's more of a fuzzy. The fifth petal, Brunonia Barbie. Or, yeah, Barry. Sorry, Barry. When a teenage boy dies suspiciously on Halloween night, Salem's chief of police, John Rafferty's husband to gifted lace reader Townie Whitney, wonders if there is a connection between the death and Salem's most notorious cold case, a triple homicide dubbed the Goddess Murders, in which three young women, all descended from accused Salem witches, were slashed on Halloween night in 1989. As he investigates this dark chapter of Salem's past, he finds unexpected help in Callie Cahill, the now grown daughter of one of the victims, newly returned to town. Callie has always possessed second sight, but her homecoming causes premonitions to intensify, and she struggles with visions she doesn't understand, as well as her growing attraction to a man with unknown connections to her mother's murderer. Neither Callie nor Rafferty believes that the main suspect, Rose Wilhelm, a respected local historian, is guilty of murder or witchcraft. But exonerating Rose might mean crossing paths with a dangerous force. A couple of these are scary. John Connolly, the gates of hell are about to open. Want to peek? Young Samuel Johnson and his dachshund Boswell are trying to show initiative by trick-or-treating a full 3 days before Halloween, which is how they come to witness a strange goings-on at 666 Crawley Road. The Abernathys don't mean any harm by their flirtation with the underworld, but when they unknowingly call forth Satan himself, they create a gap in the universe, a gap through which a pair of enormous gates is visible, the gates to hell. And there are some pretty terrifying beings just itching to get out. Can one small boy defeat the evil? Jane Addams, Old Sin. Old Sins. 1929, the discovery of the bodies of two retired policemen, Walter Coe and Hayden Paul, sounds warning bells to DCI Henry Johnstone. Both men were experiencing financial difficulties and their deaths were staged to look like suicides. Hayden left a note containing two words, Old Sin. And when Henry attends his sister's Halloween party, he is approached by a flamenco dancer who leaves a note with the name of another man. Could this be a grim warning? Oops. Sorry. Sorry, you shaked. Sorry. I dropped the books on the computer. Aaron Harper, Return to Grace. Some Amish in here. Hannah Esch fled the Home Valley Amish community with a broken heart, throwing herself into her worldly dreams of singing career instead. But as much as she tries to run from the past, something keeps pulling her back. On a whim, she brings four worldly friends to the Amish graveyard near her family's home for a midnight party on Halloween. But when shots are fired and one of her friends is killed, Hannah is pulled back into the world of her past. Not good. Fiona Buckley, Forest of Secrets. May 1586. Ursula and her retinue return home from a lengthy trip to discover she has an unexpected visitor. Etheldra Hope is a simple country woman who has come to Ursula with disturbing tales of strange goings-on in her rural village. Fearing that Etheldra's reports of mysterious phallus rites indicate possible conspiracy to overthrow Queen Elizabeth in favor of her cousin Mary Stuart, the Queen's spymaster, Sir Francis Walsingham, orders Ursula to travel to Ursula's home to find out what's really going on. Haunted Night. Ellen Datlow and Lisa Morton. Halloween is the night the monsters come out to play. Long before the tradition became defined by mass-produced, blood-soaked horror films and carved pumpkins, the murky origins of All Hallows Eve lay rooted in dark festivals and dark magic, in old fables of diabolical tricksters and murderous pranks, in tales cursed souls in purgatory of vengeance and changelings. Disturbed. Jennifer James. On Halloween night 5 years ago, Chelsea Dutton's college roommate were viciously stabbed to death, and Chelsea was critically injured. She was found hiding in her apartment bathroom, barely clinging to life. With only fragments of shattered memories, she's been trying her best to move past the nightmare ever since. Now in Boston, she lives a somewhat reclusive life, working from home as a medical transcriptionist and binging on mindless TV shows. She can't shake the fear that her attacker is out there waiting for her to come out. Scary. Hill Creek. Scott Thomas. This is teeny. Not since I read The Shining in 8th grade has the book scared me more. There's no synopsis for this. A menacing and cinematic story that starts off merely creepy but evolves to a bloody, action-driven terror fest. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do a couple of light ones. A couple of these might show up in the cozies next week. Well, actually, this one won't. A family skeleton mystery. The skeleton makes her friend. Lee Perry. Georgia Thackeray is feeling pretty good about her summer job teaching at a prestigious Overfield college. She's renting a rustic cabin by a lake for herself, her daughter Madison, and her best friend Sid the skeleton. The trio is enjoying the quiet when a teenage named Jen shows up looking for somebody Georgie doesn't recognize the name. But she learns that the person Jen was looking for was actually Sid. Sid reveals that he and Jen are part of a regular online gaming group and one of their members has gone missing. Sid admits that he might have bragged about his investigation prowess, enough so that Jen wants him to find the missing player. Given that Sid doesn't have many friends offline, none really, unless you count the Thackeray family, Georgia agrees to help him search. The Professor Woods the Witch. KRISTEN Painter. I like her. She's a good author. Living in Nocturne Falls means being your serf, fangs, fur, and all. Pandora Williams in Nocturne Falls, most successful real estate agent and least successful witch. Her magic never has the intended outcome, but she learned to live with that. Mostly, yes, it sucks, but what can she do? Then a hot new neighbor shows up and suddenly her magic works. Cool. Cute. Bloodstains with Bronte. Catherine Bulger Hyde. It's a dark and stormy autumn on the Oregon coast. Widowed Professor Emily Caravan is remodeling Windy Corner, a Victorian mansion she recently inherited, into a writer's retreat. Two of the young workers, Jake and Roman, are showing too much of the wrong kind of attention in Cape. Emily's young single housekeeper, their boss, Jeremiah, is a disturbing presence in a different way with his obsessive, tormented piety. Soon the passions in the house grow as dark and stormy as the weather, and Emily begins to feel like she's living in a Bronte novel. I do not know why I threw this in here, but I threw this in here. Um, Lisa SHEARIN, The Dragon Conspiracy. I have no idea what this is in there. It's opening night at Manhattan. A veil of harpies attacks the crowds and steals the star of exhibition, a colorful cluster of 7 cursed diamonds known as the dragon eggs. In the right mage's hands, each stone can pack a magical wallop. Together they have the power to cure the supernaturals of the Trist area. But for many of those vampires and werewolves, that means turning into dust. Okay. I still have no idea why I threw that in here. A couple of almost cozy on the lighter side of town. Behind chocolate bars. It's more of a cozy than not, but I just said I'd throw it in because it's in my pile. I've got a ton of cozies for next week. A ton. Best friends and business partners Michelle and Erica have a monstrous to-do list as they prepare for the annual Riverdale Halloween Festival. Their shop, Chocolates and Chapters, will have a booth at the event where Michelle will serve spooky delights while Erica displays an assortment of spine-chilling books. Thank goodness the teenagers from Erica's comic book club are chipping in to help. But one of their volunteers winds up in trouble after a woman's body is found in an abandoned house. The skeleton haunts a house. Oh, there's another Sid. Isn't that a cute cover? It's holiday. It's Halloween. And when you're living with a skeleton who's not supposed to be seen outside the house, it's a welcome chance to get some fresh air and rub bony elbows with people. That's why Sid doesn't mind wearing a full-body dog suit and going out as Scooby-Doo along with Georgia Thackeray Velma to the Halloween howl. That's cute. Ghost of a Potion. Another almost cozy. Heather Blake. With all the ghosts that haunts her at this time of year, Carly doesn't exactly rush to celebrate Halloween. Even a costume ball organized by her boyfriend Dylan's mother, Patricia Davis Jackson, holds little allure. But to please Dylan, who wants peace between the two women, Carly reluctantly agrees to attend. Gossip around town is that the architect Hayward Dodd plans to make a big announcement at the party, but before he can address the crowd, he's found dead. And we did all of these books last year. We did the series. I read the whole series. The Woman Who Takes Her Dogs and Cats. And I can see taking dogs sometimes. I can't understand taking cats to a crime scene, but she does. Lady of the Bones, Carolyn Haines. Please check out all my reviews of these books. It's Halloween season in Mississippi as Sarah Booth and the gang gather to decorate and gush over Tinky's new baby, Malin. Sarah Booth is just about to refresh the cocktails when she hears a knock on the door and opens it to find a woman named Frankie. Distraught at the disappearance of her daughter, Krista, a journalist, Krista has been investigating the disappearance of a young woman in New Orleans over a 5-year period. One every year around Halloween. Now Krista herself is missing, and Frankie fears it may be connected to a cult based in the Gardens District and the People of Eternity. I did a review on this. I did a whole video on this book, so please go check that out. Don't forget to please check out Flashback Monday. I'm getting ready to do again. And hopefully you watched the Star Trek Next Generation recap earlier today. and hopefully you've catched my daily book reviews. We're going to start Catherine Coulter's Sherbrooke series right soon. We have finished J Awards, Black Dagger Brotherhood, and we're coming to the end of James Patterson's Alex Cross series. We'll have to wait till next year for another one. And we are doing C.S. Harris St. Cyr series, and I've got a couple surprises coming up. A couple of brand new books that I ran into that I decided to do for videos in between. So please hit the like and subscribe and let me know I'm doing a good job. And pray your audio kept this whole video. Thank you. Have a good one.